Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to some more random replays. Today we have 4 replays and we're going to start with the waffle and knock knock. It's your daddy. What a name that is. I'm used to saying that as I do have a lot of kids running around. And he's going to play the waffle, and he's going to play it brilliantly. The waffle is a very, very strong tank and one of the best tier 9 TDs in the game. It's so strong. If people play it correctly, you can do monster amount of damage. And it's one, apart from the Foch 155, it's probably the most tank I receive as a replay that you guys send me, and I feature a waffle quite a lot because there's just so many replays I get that are all decent. I could have probably had a whole week or maybe even a whole 2 weeks worth of replays every single day, just the waffle, if I used them all together. So we have been splitting them up, and we have a really decent game here from Knock Knock It's Your Daddy. So he's not playing at the back. I mean, he's gone to where the mediums should really spot, and there's quite a lot of the enemy around this side of the map, which is nice to see. I mean, it's good to see that they're all together. And if you look at the mini-map, his team are pretty much all together as well. So it's a decent battle. I mean, 1 tank down each, which if the whole teams go the same way, it's bound to see. It shouldn't really be a whitewash 7-0. It should be end-to-end stuff, and this game is just that. The waffle on the enemy team takes out the IS-8, so they are 2 tanks down. And you can see Knock Knock he's not camping. He's quite close, close enough to get spotted as soon as a tank comes around the corner. It is a tier 8 game, so he does have a little bit of the advantage on his side. It's not against tier 10. There's not really massive derp guns. There's, the waffle, the RHM. There's a few, but his team are dying. I mean, that's 3 against 6. He is taking shots. He needs to reserve his hit points because it's 3 against 6. There's a lot of tanks left to clear. There goes the Panther, the auto reloader, good tank to clear, and he just wants to get this shot on the mod 1 as he is a one shot to him, and he's just going to wait. It's 3 against 5 now. His T30 on his team is I'm not sure if he's actually doing anything, and there is a lovely shot on the waffle on the enemy team. 909 damage. So already doesn't feel like he's done a lot, but he's on 4,100 damage. There is a couple of one shots there. He's going to wait to see if he can get that mod 1. Not quite. And he's just going to back up to see if he can get a shot on the motion. The waffle's there. He really wants to take care of this mod 1. He is a dangerous target. He's a medium tank. And if he gets left alone with a medium tank, it could be all sorts of problems if he starts getting circled, etc. So his team are saving the hit points. I mean, the T30 here, he's not done a lot, but he is full hit points. And there is the balls. Can he get that shot? Lovely, lovely shot. Nice snapshot there. And that was vital in clearing him with the 1 shot. So just over 970 damage done to him, which puts him now on 5,000 damage. Already, he's done a respectable job. 5,000 damage for a tier 9 is pretty good, even if he dies now. But there's still 4 tanks left alive. A couple are a 1 shot. Now, he's going to come in a different direction now. He's got no shots. And you can see, this is what I like about players like this. If there's no shots, then they're not afraid just to wait and sit and wait for the shots to come to them. He's looking for it, and he knew the motion was there, and this is why he come in at a different direction. And what he's doing now, he's going away from the game. He's spotted. He's going away from the team to come in at a different direction and not be spotted. So the IS-8 there, he is a 1 shot. If he can get the high roll, he is loading the heat. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get the shot, but it is now a 2 versus 4. The T30 all of a sudden just disappeared. Don't know where he went. He can clear the motion here just with the HE roll. It is a high caliber gun. Easily clear him with the 100+ damage, which puts him now to 5,800 damage. He's going to wait. The IS-8 there, luckily he's not looking at him, which gives him the chance to aim and get that shot off and leave him on 20 HP. 20 HP. Is he going to reload before? Hopefully he does. He's going to again splash him in the face with HE to clear him for his third kill. and with just 2 tanks left, which is the mod 1 and the waffle. And does need to be careful also of the waffle, as he is a potential one-shot to him with the HE. However, he's going to try and help his E75. The mod 1 there, again, he's just going to use the HE. He doesn't want to risk getting tracked or anything like that. And the caliber of this gun can easily clear him with the HE. And that is for his 4th kill, bringing him up to 6,700 damage with just 1 tank left alive. He can clear him with 1 shot. He needs to be very, very careful here. He is going to miss. That was a bad miss. Bad miss. He does take a shot in return. However, he is still alive. The waffle is using his adrenaline. It's now just whoever gets the first shot there. That's good for a shot from the E75, because that now just brings him down to a 1 shot. He's now shot. He can poke out. Oh my God. Aim. Don't do that. And that is just unfortunate. Now, it's just end-to-end. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It's ring around the rosy now. And who is going to mess up? And of course, he's not going to mess up. Very, very good game. 7,200 damage. 5 kills. Earns a little bit of credits. And you can see he got the patrol duty as well for spotting the team, keeping them open. 1,652 base XP. And you can see he's T30 there. Done an amazing job in keeping his hit points till the very end. And he ends with 0 damage. Next up, we have Terminate. And he is driving the mod 1, as we've just seen a minute ago. And he's on Winter Malinovka. So this game, this game is an encounter game. And what is there? 1, 2, 3 mediums, 2 mediums and a light tank on the enemy team, and pretty much 2 mediums and 2 light tanks on his team. So choosing to go left, medium weight, is definitely the correct decision. Whether or not the enemy team will come here, personally, I would only come here if the heavies joined them. And straight away, get wrecked, mate. And you're about to get wrecked, mate. And you're going to get that shot. He's now playing quite aggressive. He's gone quite far forward. I don't know what that panther is doing. The Persian's over there. The SP1C's here. If he can get a HE shot, doesn't get the HE shot, he sticks with the AP. Now he switches. And he's playing very aggressive. I mean, there's only 3 tanks spotted. You do need to play very careful. Who knows that there is a TD and a couple of heavies at the back, and he got lucky. He got away with that pushing because he is exposed in the open. But I've done a video on the SP1C before. It gets bullied. Everyone bullies the SP1C, and that is exactly what he did. And in the meantime, he actually done very well. He didn't take any hit points from him cleaning up the SP1C, and he can now focus on the Persian. The Pantera is gone, the SP1C is gone, and it now just leaves this Persian all on his own at this corner of the map, which is not a good position for him. He should have gone a long time ago, or he should have actually pushed with the team and hoped for the best. So he's going to wait now. The Persian is very low hit points. There's a T49. He is now only 41 HP. He can clear him for his 2nd kill, bringing it down to a 6 on 4. There's the SU-152. He's going to come back a bit, get the shot. He does bounce. Unfortunate. It's just 4 tanks left alive now, but we know where all 4 tanks are. The Glacial on his team is pretty much in all sorts of trouble with tanks left, right and centre from him. He is asking for help, and Terminate affirmative. I'm coming, I'm trying, but let me just deal with this SU-152. So the SU-152 has just shot, which now gives him time to come up, track him, or go for the track and come in from behind. His team are with him. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem to finish this game up. He's on 2.5k damage. He's going to wait, get one more shot in the SU-152, and the Tiger P does take him out, just bringing it down to a 5 on 3. There's still a lot of hit points to get through. I mean, the T29 is full hit points, the Tiger 2 is pretty much full hit points, and the WZ is half hit points. So there's still a lot of hit points to get through. However, Terminate has saved all of his hit points. He's not really lost any hit points, just a little bit, and he's on almost 3k damage. If he can get one more shot off, he is on 3k damage, and there we go. Now, the T54 Mod 1 is a great tank. It's very well armoured for a medium tank, one of the best in the tier, actually. But everyone really knows how to deal with the mod 1 now. Everyone will just shoot gold. I mean, you're going to bounce shots from the turret. The turret's quite strong. So you can still bounce shots from heavy tanks from the turret quite easily. If you can side hug, face hug, then you will generate some bounces. And you can even bounce some shots on the lower plate from medium tanks. As you can see there, if you angle yourself, you can easily bounce some shots. So he takes out the WZ, bringing it down to a 3-on-2, and he's on 3,900 damage. Now it's just 2 tanks, the Tiger. He's got plenty of hit points left, so he can, at this stage, just rush the Tiger. His teammate is shooting him, brings him down to a 1-shot. Low roll there, 25 HP, but the RU-251 does take him out. So it hasn't really been much of a challenge, this game, even though it is only a 2 versus 1, but it's two, I mean, an RU and a T54 mod 1 against this poor T29. Now, the T29's not even going to bother with the T54. It's just like, yeah, I'm going to go for the easy target, the low hit point target. And he is actually killing him, but unfortunately, just couldn't quite do enough. So, quite easy battle there. He made it quite easy, but he still gets 5,100 damage and ends on 133,000 credits. Very nice credit earner, very nice tank if played correctly. Next up, we have a couple of tanks, and that is the P43 TER, and we are watching Bot and BP. So we're just going to call him Bot. And he's bottom tier. So this tank, I mean, it's the new Italian line. It's not the auto reloader. It's just the one before the auto reloader. And even though these tanks are they're not bad, but they're not really like, wow, great tanks. They're the kind of tanks that you would just play to grind, and that's it. Then you'd probably never, once you get the tier 8, you'd probably never play them again because they're just not worthy. I mean, in tier 7, there's just so many other medium tanks, especially premiums, premium tanks, medium tanks that are just much better than this. So it's a tank where it's, I mean, as I've said, it's an okay tank. That's about it. But Bot here is going to make it look like a really, really decent tank. And he's on Rockfield. He's pushed left. He is bottom tier. And there is plenty of tanks around this area. But look at his team. They are all over the place. There's 4 or 5 tanks here. And there's a couple of tanks that have decided to go round by A. So he needs to be very careful. The SP1C, just gone on a full YOLO mode and get bullied, mate. He is gone with a nice HE roll. But that is now 2 tanks down for the enemy, 1 tank down, but they are pushing. They are pushing, and there's not a lot they can do about it. The 2 medium tanks here, the T44 and whatever else, the Rev. Even though the Rev is very, very good now, when you're getting pushed by 5 tanks, there's not a lot you can do. But Bot here, I like what Bot's doing. I mean, he's staying out of danger. He's still helping the medium tanks, but he's staying out of danger. And that's very good because he's not bleeding hit points. And as soon as the medium tanks are gone, they are destroyed. There goes the Tiger 2. He can now just run away, and he's still full hit points. So he's done 2,000 damage. There's only 3 tanks left alive. 2 of the tanks we know are the other side of the map, and they're still at A. I mean, they haven't moved from A. Oh, hello, Emil. Where did you come from? So pushing the Emil now is a great decision because he's all on his own, and the other 2 tanks are nowhere to help him. Pretty much, they can't do nothing. So the Emil should have probably helped the team. I mean, if your whole team has gone right, just go right. Don't go left on your own just because you're a TD. I mean, go right with him. If he would have gone right and sat at the back of the other side of the map instead of where he was, he could have probably got out of there and he could have probably pushed with the team. But never mind. Bot here is still full hit points and just 2 tanks left alive. However, one of the tanks is a smasher, and if you get hit by a smasher with HE, you'll soon know about it. You really would. So we need to be careful of that smasher, and he needs to be careful of the Indian Panzer as well, because the Indian Panzer is actually a really, really good tank. Now the smasher has just shot, but there goes the T32, bringing it down to a 2 versus 1. And I like what he does here. He thinks about it and then thinks, you know, nah, it's not worth it. I'm going to run away. But he needs to be careful that the smasher doesn't get his rear. Luckily, he just gets out of the way. His KV3 is now helping, so he is just going to stay and help. I mean, he's not running away, even though there's still 2 tanks here, and his KV1, his KV3 is very low hit points. He's still going to wait, and he's still going to wait, and he's still going to fight. He needs to deal this damage out before the KV3 goes, and there he goes. He does get the shot on the Indian Panzer, but he's still full hit points. And now I would definitely go for this Indian Panzer. He's got the DPM, he's got the speed, and it's a tier 8. So he definitely needs to take care of him, and he unluckily bounces. But I like what he's doing with the map. He's always, look with the camera, he's always looking to see where the smasher is. He does now take out the Indian Panzer, just leaving himself and this smasher. Needs to be very careful because he's only on 749. If this smasher can get a HE roll, it could be him gone. He's now a one-shot and he's showing his side. Don't show your side because that is your weakest point. He gets away with that. He 100% gets away with that. But very well played. I think that's the current Hall of Fame in this tank, which isn't too much. I mean, for a tier 7, still a great game. 1427 base XP. Excuse me. Next up, last up, we have a Panther 2, and it is the remains. I wanted to, I mean, this isn't the greatest damage I've seen in tier 8, but I wanted to feature this because it's a tank that doesn't really ever feature. It's kind of a meh tank to, it's kind of weak definitely compared to all the other tier 8 mediums in the game. And people just don't seem to do really well in this tank. But this guy, the remains, he does absolutely brilliantly. It is Black Goldville, and he is top tier. Now, this tank's not bad. I mean, this tank is okay. The DPM's okay. It's got troll armor, troll turret armor. But I just think the tier 7 Panther is just way better than this. And it's kind of a disappointment to play the tier 7 Panther, because that's actually quite a nice tank, the tier 7 Panther. So when you play the Panther and you finally get this tank, it does leave you a little bit disappointed because it's just nowhere near as good as the tier 7 version. So a little bit disappointing. I mean, should it be? I do think it should be buffed. I mean, because it's not that popular. Not a lot of people play the Panther 2, and if they do play it, not a lot of people do well in the Panther 2. But the remains does absolutely brilliantly. He is in a platoon with a Super Persian, and he's got some side shots, and he's not pushed the caves. I mean, he has shots on the caves, which is a good thing. He's not taken any damage in return. 1300 damage he has done, and he's taken no damage in return. Now, when played right, this is still a good tank. Still has good DPM. I mean, the reload is, what, 5.8 seconds reload, which isn't bad. You can use it with a couple of different guns as well. So you can decide what kind of gun, whether the DPM gun or the penetration gun. There's not too much in it, to be honest. So it's really up to you what gun you use. So far, 2,000 damage. His team is now dying. There goes the Tiger P. His platoon mate is a one-shot to a heavy, so he needs to be very careful. And there is a lot of tanks around this area. I mean, every single tank left alive on the enemy team is around this area. I'm not sure if his team have got an AFK with the Borzik or if he's just sat in spawn camping. I'm not 100% sure, but you can see on the mini-map he's still by the spawn 1, whilst all the other team are fighting it out around here. Now, has to be careful with this Panther, because the Panther, even though it's a tier lower, it still has the DPM, so you still need to be very careful from this Panther. And I like what he's doing, because he's not, I mean, he's not sitting there thinking, you know what, I'm a higher tier, I'm just going to go all out and I'm going to beat you. He's saving his hit points, and that is what that's exactly what he should be doing. Saving his hit points. Hiding. There's no need to take shots if you don't have to take shots. Whether or not there's 2 or 3 or 4 enemies left alive, just save your hit points, because you never know. You never ever know if you will need these hit points. And as it happens, his team have started to vanish. His team are dying. His Borzik's gone. That was the one camping at the back. And his 2 other medium tanks, or his 2 other teammates, are dying at the caves, and they're getting pushed by 3 or 4 different tanks. So he's just going to sit here and wait for the shots. The Type 59 gets a shot to his team. The Panther on the enemy team is starting to push, even though he's a one-shot. Bad decision for him. But all the remains can take him out for his second kill, bringing it now down equal to a 4 versus 4. He's playing it very risky here. Very, very risky. He was willing to take a shot there. Probably not the best idea. He shouldn't have took that shot at all. But now the Dracula. The Dracula is on his own, and he spotted the Dracula's on his own, and that's a perfect tank to get rid of, because the Dracula is killing his KV4, who I think is actually... No, he's not AFK. He is there, and he is getting shots. There goes the Dracula for all the remains third kill. Bringing it down, now they have the advantage. There's 2 tanks around this area that are both low hit points. However, if he gets shot from the KV4, he could be a potential one shot. And if they shoot him together, he's going to just lose all of his hit points. The 2 tanks on his team that have held the cave, they've done a really good job. I mean, they've not done much damage between them, but they've kept these tanks. And he does get shot from the WZ, the TD, which is awful, because now that puts him on very, very low hit points. And he has to now be careful with exactly what he does. Now he's going to get that shot on the KV4, going to use the APCR, brings him down to a 1 shot, and with the reload, he is going to reload and take him out. Now bringing it down to a 4 versus 2. He can now rush this. I mean, it's only going to take this Type 59 2 shots to clear him, but with his DPM, he should easily be able to take him out. But he's not going to rush. He's going to wait for the Type 59 to come to him, and he is going to get the first shot. Now bringing this guy down to a 1 shot. If he gets shot in return, I mean, regardless if he gets shot or not, he's still going to be a 1 shot to this WZ. So that shot he took didn't really matter too much, because he would have still been a 1 shot unless the WZ low rolls. But now should be a walk in the park. 3 versus 1. He's on 5 kills and 4,500 damage. Now if he can just get to the side or the rear of this guy, he hasn't got a turret, so there's not going to be a lot he can do. So he's just going to wait, make sure that he's not looking at him, and as soon as he realizes he's not looking at him, he can now just rush forward and get those shots off. But unluckily, doesn't quite get the kill. But very well played, almost 5,000 damage. And I wanted to show it, as I've said, because we don't really see this tank a lot. But that's it, guys. Thanks for joining on the premiere. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.